Welcome back, everybody, to Cabaret Gamers Plays Sonic Mania.
Fuck me, man. Alright.
I'll stop saying it.
Let's just get this going. Oh man, this is like the first time we're actually having a really good time before we start playing.
That's true. Isn't that pink bot thing, isn't that a reference, by the way?
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I know.
I know there's like a ton of references.
Especially in this particular level.
Yeah. Honestly, neither one of us are like Sonic experts by any stretch of the imagination.
We're not terribly savvy with this. Whoops.
We'll have to go back and play the originals. So I was wikiing quite a bit of the Sonic series, and the majority of them all really do follow a linear story. Maybe they're not necessarily that cohesive, but there is a strange continuity to everything. And I like that. I like that if you are... I like that snail bot, by the way.
It looks like Turbo.
Oh, yeah. Like if you're... I never saw that movie.
I saw it online, because it wasn't worth seeing not online.
Right.
It was cute, but it was...
Not worth the ticket price.
It was cars with snails.
Yeah, it's not worth the ticket price.
No.
And no offense to anybody who made it, right? But come on. And I like the idea that there's a continuity to it, that there's an overriding story to everything. And I guess the story really goes back to the original comic. We're gonna have to grab a copy, or you know.
I would love to have a copy of it. Like, even if it's just like a reissue.
Because you gotta imagine it costs an arm and a leg. Right?
I'm not a collector in any way, so why not? So I don't care if it's not like, you know, mint condition, first edition. It's like, just get me like the PDF file. Like, I'm fine.
Right.
I'm good.
Incidentally, like, when you're playing this, because you've played more Sonic games than I have, when you're playing this, do you find that it, the speed of, this is like the original kind of speed of what Sonic was going, do you find this more manageable or underwhelming compared to the kind of craziness that were the later Sonic games?
Less manageable, honestly, but incredibly fun.
Okay.
Like,
so
me. I wanna go in there. I wanna go in this bus. Apparently this is a reference to, I don't know to what, but it is.
Yeah. Incidentally, if you guys don't know what the references are either, you know, there's a lot of these breakdowns on YouTube that you can watch, or I'm sure, you know, if you're watching this right now, chances are you've already looked up a few of them.
Probably.
So.
Damn it, you son of a bitch.
See, that's why I can never play Sonic games.
God.
Is that like a hamburger monster?
I don't know. I'm back in the bus now, though.
Big TV.
There we go. I'm out. Oh, because you can... There's so many different paths, and you can miss something, and it drives you nuts.
Boss battle.
Okay. I don't remember how to do this one.
Oh, so we're gonna have to dodge all of that shit.
You hit them back to him, I think.
Oh, okay.
Something. I think not these. I think you have to. That's the one. I gotta like hit it. There you go. I gotta hit it like just right.
See, I miss these kind of boss battles where pretty much all you're doing, whether it's this, whether it's Mario, or whether it's whatever of that genre, you're just jumping on it. But you gotta know when to jump on it. And what you can jump on it. But in general, it's the same thing, but it's still fun because the characters and the gameplay are so well tuned that it makes it fun.
Oh, that was close. I almost missed. I'm not sure if you can recognize him or not, but I think the one piloting and shooting at you, you know, Joker style, I think that is Metal Robotnik from the movie, kind of. Like the same design.
Wasn't he red? I think Metal Robotnik is in this.
Oh yeah,
somehow,
no,
yeah.
you're right. You're absolutely.
We did watch a few nights ago. We did watch that Sonic movie, which really wasn't Sonic
It
the
was
movie.
like called
it was
Sonic the movie.
Yeah, but it was an OVA in
OVA.
Japan. It was just 2 episodes that had nothing to do with anything, because all the characters were original. They weren't, and it had nothing to do with the main video game storyline. But when they transferred it to America, they made it Sonic the movie, I guess for marketing reasons.
Oh, your mother's anus. No offense to your mother's anus. I'm sure it's a beautiful, wonderful, flowery smelling place.
So we're back at... Oh no, I thought we'd be back at
No, because I hit a checkpoint.
Incidentally, I love like the boombox looking bazooka thing.
I love it too, but I also hate it because it's what's killing me.
Yeah, yeah.
I miss boss battles where like, oh fucking ass, where you actually have to figure out what to do.
Yeah, and not in like a ridiculous, whatever. What the fuck are those games called? My brain is not working today.
I know like Mario World was a bitch to figure out.
No, I mean like the like Dark Souls and those kinds of games, like where the boss battles are really epic and cinematic, but at the same time, it's like, you know,
there's a trick to each one of them, and it's like
at a certain point, it's like I have to leave my house and pay bills, and you know what I mean, and like get my vitamin D because apparently, those boss battles are
They could take some time.
Now, I haven't really played them, but I've watched enough of it, and I know enough people who have played them where it's just...
Oh, fuck.
Where, honestly, it's like... I don't know if I could play them, just from the frustration level. Oh.
I don't remember if it was Bloodborne or Dark Souls, because they're like the same game in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, like, people... are pissed off if we equate them to the same thing, but if you don't play them, they kind of
yeah,
are.
I only have ever watched Let's Plays of them, so they really kind of merge into my head. I think it was Dark Souls, but like again, I could easily be wrong. Come on, there we go.
Nice.
I was watching Best Friends play actually.
Ooh, you got them.
Yeah, oh sweet. And they were playing like the super tough like bird thunder god boss thing, and that took them so long, and I'm like, I could never sit there for 4 hours playing the same boss.
I mean, I'd like to play it, but I would lose my mind, and I'd probably break my console, you know?
Probably. I would, like, hitting pause just doesn't give me enough, like, oh, I hate you, and I itched my head, and I can't see what buttons I'm...
Fuck.
Alright, you know what, just...
Goddamn.
Go
Hamburger monster.
Little hamburger over there. Little...
I remember when we used to go to, well, my family, before we met, years before we met, we're talking like early to mid 90s, where we used to frequent, McDonald's. And it was one of those McDonald's, they don't have them a lot anymore, I don't think. It's not like I frequent McDonald's, I haven't had it in years, but I don't think they have them much anymore, where you have the display cases of all the old Happy Meal stuff. Like there, I finally got to the point, right? But
cheese shades to go on that. Cheese.
Yeah.
And stop. And jump. And stop.
Oh.
There we go. Alright. Yeah.
And I always liked that. I always liked the really old toys. It just seemed really cool, even though they were like ratty or whatever, because you could never get them like 100% in good condition.
Go this way.
So sometimes they'd have ones that looked a little ratty, sometimes just because, you know, they're 50 years old or whatever it was.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I like seeing that. It's like it's a part of culture. It's a weird part of culture, but it's such a personal part if you're into that.
I remember, okay, there we go. I remember, for, I think it was Spy Kids 2? Oh, come on, get up in there. For Spy Kids 2, they had a, the McDonald's toys, you can like build your own Ralph, which was like one of the kids' like miniature helper robot beetles.
Oh, okay.
And it was the only time ever in my life that I was like, I need to collect all of the pieces for these McDonald's toys. So every couple days, my mom would take me to McDonald's. Not the healthiest choice. Wait, can I? If I go, okay, go. Just help me out here, buddy. Help me out. No, okay, cool. Maybe if I just. There we go.
Nice.
Because if you collect all the pieces, you can make a Ralph. Like, you can connect them all, like all the little spy
That sounds
pieces,
vaguely familiar.
right? And you connect all the little spy pieces, like your little sunglasses, your ID tag, and you can make a Ralph. There was one piece that I never got because I guess it was supposed to be like the last piece that McDonald's was going to be giving away, and they had fuck, I hate this one. I hate this one. I don't like this one. Okay, they had I have to concentrate. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's fun.
Uh,
I really like the artwork here.
I like the chicken.
Fun.
I love the chicken.
Yeah. It's like really old school drawing.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, I got him before I got hurt. Oh, cool. So, the last piece they were going to be giving away, the McDonald's that I would go to had, not that they had no more, but they were never delivered that particular piece. So they were kind of just, getting rid of all the old ones they had.
Right.
And it upset me greatly because I was like, that was the last one I needed. I think it was like 7 pieces, 7, 8. And it drove me up the wall. And, I wonder what we're doing next. And, I'll run through this level a little bit.
Yeah, we got time.
Okay, cool.
You can do the whole level.
Probably. So I was like, alright, cool. Well, not cool, but like, alright, yeah, this is what I have to do. Me and my mom went to at least 10 different McDonald's around, like, anywhere. We went all over our town. We went, I think we ended up going upstate to find them.
Wow.
When I say upstate, I mean like a couple hours away. Shades knows what I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna go into detail.
That's like a several hour fuck. That's like a several hour fuck. That's like a several hour drive.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, we were
crazy.
doing other things too, but like my mom's main goal was to get me this stupid thing. So
Well, it accomplishes 2 things, right? You're feeding your kid and you're making them happy and getting them a toy.
yeah.
So,
feeding me shit. No offense, McDonald's, but your food's shit.
It used to be better. I really wish I could taste like McDonald's back in the day when it first started. It probably was better. I'd like to believe it was better.
In my mind, it was better. Bobby, no. Oh boy. Anyway, so
They don't play that anymore.
No, they don't. It's really upsetting. I like that show. So finally we came up to this one place, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't have it either. But we had asked the manager there, like, hey, do you know if there's a store that has it? Any of the chains that have it. So she had called, like, the main store, like, the manager there was, like, the manager of, like, the district area.
Oh, okay. It's like a district
right?
manager.
Yeah, the district manager. So she called him. There's probably another way I can go. And she called him, and he was like, yeah, we have one here. To like come to this store. So another 30-minute drive, we went to that store.
Oh, God.
He I don't like this. I don't like this. He greeted us. It was like really cool. It was like really cool for a little kid to be greeted by a manager from a McDonald's.
Oh.
I don't know. You wouldn't have known that, by the way. That took me like a while to figure out that little bit there.
Yeah, these kinds of games just frustrate me to the point of just, it's not having fun, it's not even being productive, it's just anger.
It's just anger everywhere.
Yeah.
What does this do? Oh, okay. And so you know, okay, so the display cases, like you were saying, they're expensive, and usually a store has to return them when they're finished with them. But he saw how desperate I was to get this toy, and I was like, I don't know how old I was, I don't remember. He saw how desperate I was to get this stupid little toy, and he opened up that case, which I think it was $80 worth.
Wow.
He opened up the case, which makes it worthless, and gave me the display toy.
Wow, that's really nice of him. You could get fired for that, I'm sure. At the very least, really reprimanded.
Probably really reprimanded, because and I'm sure that came out of his check, you know, and that was like super cool of him. Because I think he could.
That's cheap. That's bullshit.
I didn't hit a checkpoint. I did not hit a checkpoint.
Oh, sorry.
No, I did. Oh god, thank you. Jesus Christ, I didn't remember that.
Either.
Yeah, no, it's right over here. Oh, fuck, thank god. No. I guess not. So that was like really, really cool of him, and that was the first and only time I've ever like completed a collection of something. I don't like this. I don't like being outside where I can die.
See, I don't really collect anything. I wish I could collect guitars or pedals or amps or whatever, but everything is fucking expensive. Everything is just way too expensive to try to collect. For that
particular hobby, you can't be collecting shit.
Yeah. Even video games, like, let's face it, video games are expensive for the consumer. They're very cheap for the people making it. They don't make a lot of money making it. But as a consumer, it's expensive to drop $60. But at the same time, it's like, you think of all the hours and work that, you know, people put into making them. $60 is nothing. So you know, I don't mean to complain about it, but, you know, it is kind of hard to afford certain things sometimes. Nice.
Aw, oh, damn it! I didn't even see that. Oh my god. It's like, that's so good of you. You did really well. Collecting stuff is hard.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't start collecting it at the very start.
Yeah, my dad collects Pez dispensers. I hope everybody knows what Pez dispensers are.
Those are the little candy dispensers. And specifically, like, the long ones.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, he's got to have 2,000 of them.
Oh, he's got more than 2,000.
Like, we actually have a storage thing for his Pez. Like we actually, my dad rents this storage unit, not a gigantic one, but it's just filled with Pez. This just reminds me, every time I see like a garbage chute kind of thing, it just reminds me of Star Wars. Everything like this, automatically, Star Wars Episode 4.
Stop!
And then the garbage chute, Flyboy. Yeah, rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. That sucks. It really does suck when, like,
alright, well, not like I ever met him, but
not that I ever met her. My dad met her. He actually, to tie this all up, he actually got her to sign a Pez dispenser about a year or two before her death. And Carrie, being the awesome person that she was, she had like a huge thing of glitter and sparkly things with her. It's just like, she thanked my dad and whatnot for, you know, coming to Comic-Con and whatnot and being a fan. And she just takes a handful of sparkles and glitter and puts it on my dad's face. Right? And he came home and he was like all glammed up. You know, and it was pretty awesome to be like...
I bet your dad had a blast with that, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, man. He became a dream daddy.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, my parents were fans of Carrie's mother. who's a very famous actress. Most people would know her. Well, most people our age would know her as the voice of Charlotte from Charlotte's Web. I first learned about her from, she was only like 18 at the time. She starred in, or co-starred in, Singing in the Rain.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
The more you know.
I mean, that's a hell of a role to get when you're like 18. Same thing with Judy Garland in Wizard of Oz. She was like 16 or something, 18 maybe when she did the Wizard of Oz.
I need that.
It's crazy.
Your talk of Wizard of Oz freaked me out.
You know they were originally going to cut Somewhere Over the Rainbow because they didn't think it fit.
That I feel like me and you watched that together.
Watch what? We've never watched the movie together.
No, watched like the thing about that.
No, I doubt it. Chances are it's something I've known about it, but it's definitely my family's big into movie trivia stuff. I'm not so much, but I learn a lot from it, from everybody else in my family. With movie stuff, do you like behind the scenes stuff?
I do. I'm more. Hey man, come on, get in there. Get in there.
Fucking terrible to say on this point.
Shut up. I mean, I love you. I say stuff all the time. People say stuff all the time. I'm not terrible. I'm not oh god, chicken.
Yeah. Hold on.
Pause.
Alright.
Okay, small cut, don't worry about it. Continuing on.
Just real life things.
Real
it was
life.
only like we're only cutting like 10 seconds
10
or whatever,
seconds.
so
I paused the game, we're good.
yeah.
Chicken. So anyway, I watch plenty of people that say worse than me. I watch Game Grumps. They say a lot of shit. I mean, look at Aaron saying things. I mean, he starts having, well...
I'm gonna move my chair forward, so you're gonna hear
like
a relatively loud thing. Okay.
I think I'm pretty tame compared to that. I mean, he has, like, verbal orgasms on the show.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that we're kid-friendly, unless your kid curses a lot. But at the same time, I don't think that we're not, like, raging with video games. It just look like SpaghettiOs to me.
I love them, it's so cute.
This reminds me of the Chef Boyardee Spider-Man SpaghettiOs. Every now and again you get a good one, sometimes they really suck. But there's just something about being a 90s Spider-Man kid and loving those Chef Boyardee.
I used to love Chef Boyardee, the taste now makes me sick. But you know what I miss? I miss the dinosaur egg oatmeal.
I never had that. Was that for the Disney movie
No,
Dinosaur?
it was just Disney oatmeal. It was Disney. It was just dinosaur egg oatmeal. You would you'd have your oatmeal, and then when you pour the hot water in, the little sugary dinosaur eggs would melt, and then they would reveal little marshmallow. I think they were like marshmallow, little marshmallow dinosaurs that would come out of the egg, and it was cute.
I don't think I ever...
Well,
we'll have to look it up.
You're not one to really eat oatmeal, right?
No, I don't like oatmeal.
So that probably...
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't help.
What?
I think it's the natural kid association to be like, oatmeal's for old people. But now it's like, well, I'm old, so better start
Am I old people?
Better start eating my oatmeal.
I have been old people since the day I was old.
I have nothing against oatmeal. In fact, I haven't really had enough of it to... Make, like, you know, I haven't had it recently enough to say whether or not I like it or not. At this point, because your taste buds change when you age a little bit.
This one's hard. Okay, so the deal with this one, I gotta be on this side. You gotta hit it into the spikes, because you can't do damage to it. And you want to just keep hitting him anyway, because when he gets to the top, he starts to, like, actually attack you. Ah, shit. There you go. Come on, Tails, get him in there. No. If you keep hitting him, he just won't attack you, which is kind of like...
Oh, so slow. Shit. Do you remember, for whatever reason when you said, like, Tails get him, like, hit him as a thing, it just reminds me of the Courage thing, when Courage is, exercising Miriam. Like, kick him in the dishpan, woo woo woo.
Ready, we're from woo woo woo. Kick him in the dishpan, woo. Ah, fuck. Woo woo woo.
I love Courage.
Why is Eggman upside down in this, though? Shouldn't he be, like, not upside down?
You know what's funny is, like, he looks like almost like an anime sprite.
Yeah.
Upside down, like, for something from get the goddamn words out. Something from, like, not Dragon Age, but like Dragon Quest or whatever. Old school sprite anime stuff.
So like Final Fantasy or something?
Kind of, like the original, like the first, I don't know, 3.
Yeah. I knew what you were talking about because I had the 3rd one once. I traded it to somebody for Persona.
They're gonna make a new Persona, it's Persona 5.
Yeah. But when I was in 12th grade, I think, I wanted, they had, like, Persona 4 had already come out, I had played it, didn't own it, but I've always wanted Persona 3. That was the one I really wanted. And, Tails, no, just do something. Oh god, so bad shit. Fucking... Rage against the machine.
Testify.
No! Tails, get him!
God damn it.
This is a long one, man.
Yeah. The episode's gonna be a little long just because the game's hard.
The game's hard! And I lost my coin! No, no.
Lost your hay penny.
No.
I've got the hay penny today.
Yeah!
Oh!
No.
But maybe this time you'll do better.
There should be a save right before, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me take my 3 coins. We're way over, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're good. We're fine. It's fine. It's fine. Da-na-na-na. I might even just cut some of this out. Da-na-na-na. Get it. Get it. Oh, shit. Damn it. Fucking ass donkey spit.
You know what's funny? It's like, I really want to watch the Animaniacs movie now.
Maniacs. They wear pants and sometimes slacks.
I really wish that they would tour New York. Maybe they did once. I don't know, Rob Paulson and why am I forgetting his name?
No! Why did it drop down like that, you stupid?
Because life hates us.
I don't want to be racist to spiders because I have a pet spider now.
Well, it wouldn't be racist. It'd be like speciesist.
But I hate spiders right now.
I guess it could be like racist in the sense that it's a race of creature, but it's not like. But it's not necessarily. You know,
why do they call it racist between humans when we're all the same race?
Oh, well, yeah, because I mean that whole thing is just racism in general is just bullshit. It really is. It's a dumbass irrationality.
Not that it doesn't exist, but
not that it doesn't exist.
It's just a stupid reason to dislike
somebody. But it's like to hate somebody because of the color of their skin or ethnicity or whatever. Just kind of isn't a justification for violence or bigotry. So that's the point. Now, obviously, there's racism in the sense of systematic racism, racism in the sense of economic, which is, I guess, systematic.
Tails, you screw this up one more time, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I think we'll stop talking about racism just because of, you know, it's not really, like, I guess games, a lot of times, okay, Sonic Mania is not one of those games where you really want to start addressing systematic racism while playing to.
Why isn't he getting hit anymore? He's not touching the spikes anymore. I broke the game. Shades, I broke the game. He's not hitting the spikes at all.
That's fucking weird. It's like 2 hours later, still gonna be here.
I might have to cut. Why is he not getting hit? Why is he not getting hit?
Is there something else you need to do?
No. Like, you're supposed to use those spinny things and knock him into the spikes.
Yeah.
And he's not happy. There we go. Okay, so that worked. That worked that one.
At one time. Nice.
There we go. Okay, alright. So I might have cut, I might not have, I don't know. I probably do, because that took longer than it should have. I think I broke the game. And it wasn't working. But I did it!
You rescued a lot of animals that time.
I did. I rescued a whole bunch of animals. Wait, are those the animals you rescue in the stage?
I think so, but regardless, we'll have to figure it out next time.
Next time on
Cabaret
Gamers.
Yeah.
Bye. I'm hungry.
I'm gonna grab some food. We hope you grab some food too. Bye.
Alright, bye!